Reduce with variables. When reducing fractions with variables, we're going to go ahead and divide out the common variables. And when there are exponents, it may help to expand them. So let's look at example 1. We're going to reduce the fraction below. So we see we both have numbers and variables. So let's go ahead and do our numbers like we would and break them into our common and break them into their factors. So 6 can be 2 and 3, and we can't go any further because those are prime numbers. Now 10 can be broken into 2 and 5, and those are the prime numbers. So on the top we have 2 times 3, and on the bottom we have 2 times 5. Now when we say we can expand out our variables, all we take is m to the 4th. Is really just saying it's m times m times m times m, because we have 4 factors of m, or 4 copies. So let's go ahead and write out m 4 times on the top. Now we have 2 n's and we have 1 o. Then on the bottom we have 2 m's and then 1 n, because we have m squared times n. Now our next step is to divide out any common factors. So this 2 and this 2, we can take those out because we can divide the top and the bottom by 2. Then for the variables, because we can't do the numbers anymore, we see we have an m here and an m here. So we can cross those out. We have an m here and an m here. We can cross those out because we can divide the top and the bottom by m twice. And you can also think of it, if you have m over m, it's just equal to 1. Now we look at n here, and we have an n here. So we can cross that out as well. And so what are we left with? So when we look at what we're left with, we see we have a 3 on the top. Then we have 2 m's. So we're just going to represent that as m squared now. N, O. Then on the bottom we have a 5, and this would be our answer for this problem. Now let's look at another example. Example 2, reduce this fraction below. So let's go ahead and divide out 54. 54 into, let's take that into 2 because it's an even number. 2 can go into 5 2 times, carry the 1. 2 can go into 14 7 times. So now we have 27. And let's see if we can reduce it. 27 can be reduced by 2, but it can be reduced by 3. So 3 can go into 27 9 times. Now 9 can be broken down into 3 and 3. So those are the prime numbers of 54. Now 9 could just be broken into 3 and 3. So those are its prime numbers. So let's go ahead and rewrite all that out for the numbers. So 54 broken into 2 times 3 times 3 times 3, because we have all these. Then on the bottom we have 3 times 3. Then on the top we see we have a squared. So that just means we have 2 a's. We can write it out like that. Times b times c. Then on the bottom we have a times a. Then we have 2 b's and 1 c. So now we've expanded out our fraction, we can go ahead and divide out common factors. So we see we have a 3 on the top and a 3 on the bottom. So let's just get rid of those two, as we can divide by 3 on both top and bottom. Then we can also divide out another 3. Then we can look at a's. We see an a here and an a here. So let's cross those out. An a here and an a here can cross out. Then we have a b and this b, so let's cross those out. And next we have c and c, and we'll cross those out. So what are we left with? So on the top we have a 2 times 3, and then on the bottom we just have a b. So we can go ahead and write that as 2 times 3 is 6 over b. And this would be our reduced fraction.